can see like this particular channel dropped through.
Hmm. I don't know why this thing. I've been trying to come online here since for 15 minutes now. I don't know why it delayed me from coming up. Okay, guys. Anyone here? Good afternoon from my side. How are you all doing? Let me just do a sound check. Let me just do a sound check. Check, check. Mhm. So, how are you guys? How is everyone? Today we're diving into straight into teaching about Delilah and Michal. Is it Michal? Michal or Michal? David's first wife. So I've been studying Old Testament for some time now, and we grew up reading the Bible, reading the Word of God, but sometimes you don't have an intimate um, conversation with God about it. But of late, I've been going deep down, like straight into the Bible itself. No more just the prosperity, New Testament stuff. Like going into reading the Word of God myself. I'm always talking about knowing God for myself, right? So this is a story that is not new. We can't say it's new, but the story of Saul and Jonathan and David, how David became anointed. He brought envy from Saul, that is his boss, right? Um, Saul wanted to unalive him and unalive an innocent person. Why? Because he's doing well. Because people praised him. I don't know. So now there are two kinds of women I want to find. Two kinds of personalities, individuals. It mustn't be women. Michal or Michal. Let me call for the purpose of this video. I'm going to call her Michal, but David's first wife. That is Saul's daughter as well, right? So we know how Saul became king. He disobeyed God, so God asked Samuel to anoint David. So he started manifesting special traits and special um started doing some um started having some great achievements, doing some great works. He killed the Philistine Goliath and all stuff and started killing, like started defeating, conquering their enemies, right? So now I'm going to read First Samuel 19 um, from verse 8. I will just be skipping. I'll just be reading some and skipping. So verse 8 says, "Then there was war again, and David went out and fought with the Philistines and defeated them with a great slaughter, and they fled before him. Then an evil spirit from the Lord came on Saul as he was sitting in his house with his spear in his hands, and David was playing the harp with his hand. Saul tried to pin David to the wall with his spear, but he escaped from Saul's presence, so that Saul only struck the spear into the wall. Then David fled and escaped that night." So I think this is the second time Saul tried to kill David. An innocent man, I didn't do him anything. Hmm. Then verse 11 says, "Then Saul sent messengers to David's house to watch for him so that he might kill him in the morning. But Michal," this is where Michal comes in, "but Michal, David's wife, told him, 'If you do not save your life tonight, tomorrow you'll be killed.'" Right? So she tipped off David. Look, my father wants to kill you. So Michal let David down through the window and he fled and escaped. And Michal took this one is funny. So Michal took the household idol and laid it on the bed, put a pillow of goat's hair on his head, and covered it with clothes. And when Saul sent messengers to take David, she said he is sick. So invariably, she put that idol and covered with goat's hair so that they will think he's sleeping there. So verse 15 says, Then Saul sent the messengers again to see David, saying, bring him up to me on his bed, if necessary, so that I may kill him. So Saul said, Bring him up like that. When the messengers came in, there was the household idol on the bed with a quilt of goat's hair at its head. Saul said to Michal, Why have you deceived me like this and let my enemy go, so that he had escaped? Michal answered Saul, He said to me, Let me go. Why should I kill you? So David fled and escaped and came to Samuel at Ramah and told him everything that Saul had done to him. And he and Samuel went and stayed in Naioth. Saul was told, David is at Naioth in Ramah. Then Saul sent messengers to take David. But when they saw the group of prophets prophesying and Samuel standing and presiding over them, the Spirit of God came on the messengers of Saul, and they also prophesied. When Saul was informed, he sent messengers, and they also prophesied. So Saul sent messengers again the third time, and they prophesied as well. An innocent man. Okay, so verse 22 said, Then Saul went to Ramah himself, and came to the great well that is in Seku. Um, um, 1 second. Let me pick a call. 1 second. Okay, so it now says, Then Saul went to Ramah and came to the great well that is in Seku, and he asked, Where are Samuel and David? And he was told, They are at Naioth with the prophets in Ramah. So he went on to Naioth in Ramah, and the Spirit of God came upon him too. And he went along continually prophesying until he came to Naioth in Ramah. He also took off his royal robes and armor and prophesied before Samuel and lay down naked all that day and night. So they say, is Saul also among the prophets? So the popular story we know is how Saul wanted to kill David, and David, the daughter, the son, Jonathan, liked David, and how at some point after probably several years, when Jonathan died, David has already become king. He tried to that quote of, "Is there anybody left of Jonathan? Is left of left of left? Is there anyone left in Saul's house or something, that I may do him well for Jonathan's sake?" Let me Google it and see. Is there anyone left? Is there anyone? Is there anyone left that I may do him favor for Jonathan's sake? I think it's where they brought, there's somebody that is crippled, maybe a grandchild of, yes. Is there anyone still left out of the house of Saul, to whom I may show kindness for Jonathan's sake? I think that's where the Mephibosheth came. Let me read it. Second Samuel 9:1. Second Samuel 9:1. Uh-huh. So it says, and David said, is there still anyone left of the house, that's family of Saul, to whom I may show kindness for Jonathan's sake? Then they said, there was a servant of the house of Saul whose name was Ziba. So they called him to David. And the king said to him, are you Ziba? He said, I am your servant. And the king said, is there no longer anyone left of the house, family of Saul, to whom I may show the goodness and graciousness of God? Ziba replied to the king, there is still a son of Jonathan, Jonathan, one whose feet are crippled. Okay, so the king said to him, where is he? And Ziba replied to the king, he's in the house of Marsha, the son of Amiel in Lodebar. Then King David sent word and had him brought him from the house of Marsha, the son of Amiel, from Lodebar. Mephibosheth, the son of Jonathan, the son of Saul, came to David and fell face down and lay himself down in respect. David said, Mephibosheth, he answered, here is your servant. David said to him, do not be afraid, for I will certainly show you kindness for the sake of your father Jonathan, and will restore to you all the land of your grandfather Saul, and you shall always eat at my table. Again, Mephibosheth lay himself face down and said, what is your servant, that you would be so concerned for a dead dog like me? Then the king summoned Ziba, Saul's servant, and said to him, I have given your master's grandson everything that belonged to Saul, and to all his house, his family. Um, you and your sons, and your servants shall cultivate the land for him, and you shall bring in the produce, so that your master's grandson may have food to eat. But Mephibosheth, your master's grandson, shall always eat at my table. Now Ziba had 15 sons and 20 servants. Then Ziba said to the king, your servant will do according to everything that my lord the king commands. So Mephibosheth ate at David's table as one of the king's sons. Mephibosheth had a young son whose name was Micah, and all who lived in Ziba's house were servants to Mephibosheth. So Mephibosheth lived in Jerusalem, for he always ate at the king's table, and he was lame in both feet. Hmm. Let's read First Samuel 20:14. 20:14 to 17. I think I've read this 20 now before. Hmm. Okay, so they had a covenant, himself and Jonathan, that he would show kindness to his family. So he's fulfilling that. And David generally is a kind person. But that is not even the topic for today. What we're looking at today is Delilah and Michal, or Michal, David's first wife, and Saul's son, Saul's daughter rather. So whereas Delilah is of the devil, Michal, I'm going to call her Michal. If I'm not pronouncing it well, you can help me. Michal is of God, and there are still people like that today in this world. That's why I said in this video, be safe out there. People that come into our lives or creep into people's lives. These days, science has discovered them and called them narcissists. Okay, so we all know how Samson was brought down, was destroyed by the evil person that was sent to him. She was a female narcissist. I think she was, because narcissism is classified into different classes. I think she's a covert one. She's a covert one because she's hidden. She doesn't come out bragging and with all the bravado, all the So now, if not for Michelle, God used, you can say God used Michelle, but if 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 David had married a narcissist, of course he would she would he would have been killed. He wouldn't have lived to fulfill destiny. So Jonathan was nice on the outside, but the person that is very close to him, which is Michelle, was God sent to him. Like he had she had human conscience, human feelings. She's well behaved. Oh, this now. So, hmm. So this, you see how the passage we read, somebody, in as much as it's her dad, but she knows that, why do you want to kill this person? This person is innocent. What did this person do? So she said she had to hide him. She had to hide him. She had to tell him, this person they want to kill you. If you stay here till next morning, better disappear. All right. So he disappeared. He disappeared. But if she was an evil person that delights in the downfall of another person, or just wants to have drama around somebody else, she will keep quiet and say, after all, I'm not the one killing. I'm not the one killing him. They kill him. But you can't wash off your hands as Pontius Pilate. You were there when they were discussing. So if you were a good person and you know that this person is innocent, why are they killing? You will tell the person to escape. And God, and what happened to Saul? Saul and those people, all the people that were, Saul committed suicide. No, Saul committed suicide. That's how he was destroyed. And the innocent person will always be safe, especially if they know God and pray to God and try to do the right things. They will always be safe. So whether you go and connive, go and plot, go and whatever you do against that innocent person, they will always find a way. They have 7 lives. They will always find a way to wriggle themselves out of your shackles. At the end of the day, you'll be the one to also to lose. Yeah, at some point, because Saul's house had already been cursed and everything, Jonathan and his brothers were killed in the war. You look at his grandson today, later on, his grandson being saved by the same person that that was innocent and their father wanted to kill, which was David. So, are you Michal or are you Delilah? Then Samson's story. I'm not going to read that part, that because that one is a more prominent story in the Bible. If you're a Christian, if you're not a Christian, go and Google it, go and search for it. Where a prominent um, person, God's anointed Samson, was brought down. People will say by a woman, but by a narcissist. Let's name them for who they are. She's a narcissist. Not every woman will do that. Michelle did good now. Is it not a woman? It's a woman, but by a narcissist. This one, she's the one that even going to connive with the enemies to tell them, I'm going to get the source of his strength. I'm going to get his secrets. I'm going to get his moves. Whatever he's doing, I'm going to be telling you people. Whether she took I don't want to go in depth and read that one, whether she took money from them, but she was planted in his life for the sole purpose of destroying him. He didn't know. He was just loving his wife. All right, he was just loving his wife. Michal, on the other hand, is in this first Samuel that we read, also loved David. In fact, it was one of the things that made her father angry too. Why is everybody loving even his own child now loves David and all that, you know. So I'm still reading. I'm still reading the word of God. I'm still reading the chapters one by one. I think I've gotten to the place where Jonathan. No, I've not gotten to that place. I've gotten to the place where he escapes. Um, he escaped, and what happened again? David takes, So this is where I am now. This is where I am. Where he escaped and went to his village, Bethlehem. This is where I am. I think from tomorrow I will read. From tomorrow I will read. I will read all his adventure, all David's adventure outside of the presence of Saul. Right? I've gone to a place where Saul was cursing Jonathan and saying, I'm even trying to preserve this throne for you. You are the heir to the throne. Why are you trying to preserve somebody that is a threat to the throne? Why are you preserving a person that is, it's not by force now? These things of life, there's what they call destiny, right? It's not by force. You can't force something that is not your own. God has taken it away from them, or you are taking it away from them. So what Jonathan was doing is just being a nice person. This person has not wronged us. Why do you want to kill him? Allow him live. If it's the throne, let him take the throne. I don't care. But I'm not going to soil my hands. If he didn't, me, I believe that God is merciful. Maybe if Saul didn't soil his hands with trying to kill an innocent blood, maybe he wouldn't have committed suicide. He wouldn't have died like that. Maybe he was just, gone, like, grown old, gone, and his family preserved. If not for Jonathan, the way he behaved, maybe even his grandson, because his grandson became, it's like his family has already gone. Their servants are now the ones his children are serving. His grandchildren are serving their servants. If not that Jonathan did well, and David tried to recompense for their goodness because of the oath they took, the oath him and Jonathan took before, long before he died, before Jonathan died. So this is Michelle on one side doing good, and this is Delilah on the other side doing good. So who are you? And who are you allowing to creep into your life? Are you allowing Michelle, or are you allowing Delilah into your life? Whether you are man or woman, this is not about man. And this is not just about romantic relationships. I always say this thing. When they talk about it, it seems as if it's only romantic relationships. It's not only romantic relationships. It's also in any type of relationship. Any type of relationship. Are you allowing Michelle to settle in your life, have a base, and know your details? You know, God. You know, Michelle, David's first wife, was present, knew where David was sleeping, knew his address, knew his movements and everything. If she wanted to keep short, she could have kept short and sent word to someone that wants to kill him. Ah, he's going to be sleeping. He's going to come in by this time. You come in and take him. It's very easy giveaway. So anybody you're allowing into your life, make sure that you are safe. They are protecting your interests behind your back. Because all these things that happened, all these things that happened, the decision that Saul was taking, go and bring, send messengers, go and bring him, go and I want to stab him to death, the spear and all that. It was behind David's back. And if you like, believe it or not, decisions are being made against you behind your back. There are people that are planning evil for you, whether your hands are clean or not. David's hands were clean. He didn't commit any offense. He was innocent, right? So there are people that don't like your guts just because you are existing, just because your face is shining, just because of being you. There are people behind your back planning evil. If they can do it, they will, right? If they can do it, they will. So don't don't say, um, "Oh, I have not wronged anyone," or I have not, um, I have not done any evil to anyone. Therefore, nobody is against me. You are wrong. You are totally wrong. You are totally wrong. So that's why it's imperative. It's very important. It's essential for you to make sure that every watch actions, watch people's energy. Everyone in your life, in whatever capacity, is protective of you behind your back. Yes, that's why some people say, "Oh, in office politics, they will do good, they'll promote another person. They will do good, they promote another person." There's somebody that's you don't even know about that is probably reporting your work in the flip side, in the opposite side. You do good, they report it as bad, right? So almost all the disappointments you have in this life is caused by someone. It's caused by someone. Almost all the, let me say, no disappointments of what you are not qualified for. Anything you are qualified for that didn't come to you, let me say 50% of the times, let me be conservative. 50% of the times is caused by someone. It's caused by someone. Take it or leave it. Yeah. Sometimes you apply for a project, apply for contracts or whatever. Somebody has gone to snitch on you. You apply for several things. Someone has gone to snitch on you. You don't even know it. Maybe it's even somebody you're dining with. You know, all the assassination attempts and successful ones. There's an insider. Everything is an insider job. There's an insider that gave out your information for those people to know your movements and everything. There's one video on my channel where we talked about um we were talking about how to identify the red flags and all that. So I gave an instance of how predators, if they are looking for their prey, how to capture their prey. They first of all go close to where those prey reside. Their natural habitats, they go there. Because they're not close to them, there's nobody to give information. They go there themselves, they hide, they plant themselves very close and start watching. Watch their movements, watch how they go out, when they come back. If it's all these animals, that they have sense, evil sense. They watch when they go out to eat, when they come back, how they take their young ones out to feed them. They watch everything, watch their habitat, watch everything. Then after some time, they've known their natural movements. That's when they now know their weak, their vulnerable moments are vulnerable points, right? So something like um that's how you see some animals that are not as strong as a particular animal being able to defeat that animal because they know they're vulnerable. Like let me say a mother animal, right? They are very fierce outside. Maybe they normally retire into a hole. Get all these nails. Where are these nails from? They naturally retire into a hole, hmm, with their young ones, right? So when they are going into that hole, they are backing the outside wall. They are trying to protect their children. They are pushing their children into a hole. So that predator is going to watch. Okay, this is when he's not looking, because anyone that wants to attack you is always striking you when you are not looking. That's when you are weakest. That's when you are vulnerable. When you want to relax, they're going to retire and go to bed, so to speak. They just retire and go to their resting final resting place for the day. So it's probably going. Let me say it's going into a hole. There are several animals that do that, and probably first of all take the young ones. That's when that predator is going to strike. They know your vulnerable points. Like when you face them straight on, no matter how they try to defeat you, at least you cut some parts of their bodies, right? So they don't want that. All these predators, they are evil, and they want to attack you in your weakest link, right? So of course that's when that predator is going to attack. So that is the way it is to also with humans. With humans, because we can communicate these days, there are emails, there are phone, lots of communication media, right? So it's easy to get your information from somebody that is close to you. Then they use it to plan their evil and know how to strike, how to destabilize you, how to thwart your plans, how to do all sorts of things. So that's why I'm always here on social media. Ever since I got this information on how to protect myself, so I'm protecting myself. I'm also telling everyone to protect themselves. So that's how you should not allow. And this Bible is a complete book. Everything is there. So I always use this to teach people of faith to know how to protect themselves, because they will always use the Bible to tell you something else. Like, oh, if it is so far as it lies within you, this and that, be at peace with. No, you need to be at peace with yourself and be at peace with all men. But when that one wants to destroy you, you need to protect yourself. Protecting yourself doesn't mean that you're not at peace with that person. When you see the person, any day you see the person, greet them and move on with your life. But protect yourself. Don't go and start keep sharing your information with somebody that will be a mole in your life. Mole, a mole in your life, passing your information to maybe to third parties. The person knows, these people that do this thing, they know that where they are sending your information is not safe for you. But they are doing it because they want to bring you down. So, and they want to wash their hands as conscious pilot. After all, I'm not the one doing it. They know what they are doing. So you need to be very careful and make sure you are not allowing any Delilah into your life, that you are having Michal. If you say Michal, it's okay. David was being careful too. He was telling Jonathan, your father, like he was, at some points, in the story, he was scared. At least maybe you should be loyal to your father now. What if your father, and now you're close to me, maybe your father will hide information about trying to kill me from you. At some point, he said that maybe your father will hide information about trying to kill me now that he knows that you are close to me and you like me. What if he hides that information from you? Jonathan said, no, my father, before he does anything, he tells me, okay, even if he doesn't tell me, I'm going to go and talk to his servants. In fact, there was even a time they did some tricks. I think some of his servants, the servants of the king, which is Saul, his Jonathan's dad. So he said, I'm going to go sample my dad sample opinion and seek like get feelers from my dad and see if he wants to kill you, right? So he went, and of course, Saul kept saying, I need to terminate this guy. He's growing wings, blah blah. So he told that time there was no telephone to communicate. Mind you, anytime some some privileged information is working against you, sometimes it's also working for you. In Jonathan's case, Jonathan was planted in the king's palace for David, right? He gets information to know when evil is being planned against David, and he will relay that to David, and David will escape. Okay, so he told I think in the bush, they were in the bush. So he told in the field, they said in the field, he told David, I'm going to throw, I'm paraphrasing now, I'm going to throw, I think a sling or a stone, something like that. And I'll tell the boy, either the armor bearer or somebody, the boy is one of his servants or messengers, and tell him, run over. In fact, let's read the word. Run over is beyond you. The the sling is beyond you. Then David know that um my father wants to kill you. But if I get the feelers that he doesn't want to kill you anymore, I'll tell the boy, go and pick it up. It's not beyond you, something like that. Let's read it. Let me be very let me be very 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 exact in that listen. Okay, so hmm, let me see. Okay, so Jonathan said to him, that is to David, far from it, you shall not die. My father does nothing important or insignificant without telling me. So why would he hide this thing from me? It is not so. Okay, let's backtrack to 1 Samuel 20, verse 1. It says, David fled from Naioth in Ramah, and he came and said to Jonathan, what have I done? What is my guilt? What is my sin before against your father that he is seeking my life? Jonathan said to him, far from it, you shall not die. My father does nothing important or insignificant without telling me. So why should he hide this thing from me? It is not so. But David vowed again, saying, your father certainly knows that I have found favor in your sight. And he has said, do not let Jonathan know this, or he will be worried. But truly, as the Lord lives and as your soul lives, there is hardly a step between me and death. So David was scared, right? Then Jonathan said to David, whatever you say, I will do for you. David said to Jonathan, behold, tomorrow is the new moon observance, and I shall sit at the table to eat the sacrificial meal with the king. But let me go so that I may hide myself in the field until the third evening. If your father misses me at all, then say, David earnestly asked permission from me to go to Bethlehem, his city, because it is the yearly sacrifice there for the entire family. If he says, all right, your servant will be safe. But if he is very angry, then be certain that he has decided on evil. Therefore, show kindness to your servant, because you have brought your servant into a covenant of the Lord with you. But if there is inquiry, guilt in me, kill me yourself. For why should you bring me to your father to be killed? David is a very smart person, and God has also given him wisdom. Now, see how he found that he's able to let decipher or deduce information from Saul's reaction. Excuse me. He said, if your father tell you, I'm not going to be there present in the feast that I normally come, but if your father is angry that I didn't come, it means he wanted to do something to me. That's why he's angry. But if he said, okay, it's okay, let him go, no problem, they know that I'm safe. right? So another person will just say, oh, if you now read meaning to ask an evil person or someone that is not alert in the spirit will say, oh, why are you saying, why are you saying, why are you saying that? Why are you sensitive? Why are you sensitive? Why are you this and that? If you like, don't be sensitive. Don't watch people's energy and watch. Look at what he said. He didn't say someone that wants to kill you will not come out and say, I want to kill you. He said, if I was not, just that I was not present, if he gets angry, like that means there's something he wanted to do. There's there is offense by implied offense. By implication, this is what it interprets to. Not that you're being sensitive, you need to watch. So let me read that again. David said to Jonathan, behold, tomorrow is a new moon observance, and I shall sit at the table to eat the sacrificial meal with the king. But let me go, so that I may hide myself in the fields. Okay, until the third evening. Then, if your father misses me at all, then say, David, so if your father misses me, tell him that I've gone out to my hometown. David earnestly asked permission from me to go to Bethlehem, the city, because it is the yearly sacrifice there for the entire family. This is 1 Samuel 20, verse 6 now. Then David said, if he says, all right, verse 7, your servant will be safe. But if he is very angry, then be certain that he has decided on evil. You see the offense, but you see how he was able to deduce the information he was looking for. If he is very angry, then be certain, underline be certain, be sure, be 100% sure. This is interpretation of his anger. He has decided to on evil. Somebody that is not sensitive in the spirit will say, ah, why are you saying that? You may just be angry because you were not present. You will just be, why are you sensitive? Why are you oversensitive? Why are you reading meaning into things? If you like, don't read meaning into it and save yourself. If he's why is he angry? You don't need somebody to come up blazing and tell you to your face, oh, I want to do you bad. They don't come to your face and tell you I want to do you bad now. You get the information from implication. If you are doing this, then this is what you wanted to do. If you react in this way, even from facial expressions. I was in a group like this. Someone's emoji from reactions. I can tell you what that person is thinking. I can tell you what has been discussed before. Then they shock. Not that you depressed or something, but you need to shine your eyes. Oh. This world is a dangerous place. It's a very dangerous place. Oh, that if you need to survive and fulfill your destiny, you have to have a third eye at your back. Look at David now saying, if your father is angry, then be certain. Then if you can replace that word, then be 100% sure that he has decided on evil. If not, why would he be angry that I'm not present? I'm not his child. Why would he be angry that I'm not present in the in the occasion, in the feast? So therefore, he said, David continued and said, therefore, show kindness to your servant because you have brought your servant into a covenant of the Lord with you. But if there is an iniquity, guilt in me, kill me yourself. He's plain. If I've done anything wrong, kill me yourself. I've not done anything wrong to your family. I love your dad. For why should you bring me to your father to be killed? Jonathan said, far be it from happening to you. In fact, if I indeed learn that my father has decided to harm you, would I not tell you about it? Then David said to Jonathan, who will tell me if your father answers you harshly? Remember, there was no telephone then. So he said, how am I going to know if your father answers you harshly? So Jonathan said to David, come, let us go into the field to talk. So they went to the field. Remember, there are servants there. Maybe they didn't want those people to know what they're saying. So they went out to the field to talk. Then Jonathan, verse 12 now. Then Jonathan said to David, the Lord, the God of Israel, is my witness. When I have sounded out my father about this time tomorrow or the third day, behold, if he has a good feeling towards you, shall I not then send a word to you and make it known to you? But if it pleases my father to do you harm, may the Lord do so to Jonathan and more if I do not let you know about it and send you away, so that you may go in safety. And may the Lord be with you as he has been with my father. So this is where Jonathan removed himself from the cause of his father. And that is why God saved his own child. Right? my father has decided to do you wrong, let it be on me if I don't let you know about it. So this is First Samuel chapter 20, verse 12. So Jonathan said to David, the Lord, the God of Israel, is my witness. When I have sounded out my father about this time tomorrow or the third day, behold, if he has a good feeling towards you, shall I not then send word to you and make it known to you? Then verse 13, but if it pleases my father to do you harm, may the Lord do so to Jonathan, that's to me, and more if I do not let you know about it and send you away so that you may go in safety. And may the Lord be with you as he has been with my father. Then he says, if I am still alive, will you not show me the loving kindness and faithfulness of the Lord so that I will not die? You shall never cut off your loving kindness and faithfulness from my house, not even when the Lord cuts off every one of the enemies of David from the face of the earth. So Jonathan made a covenant with the house of David. He added, may the Lord require it at the hands of David's enemies, that is, hold them accountable, or for any harm they inflict on David. So Jonathan made David vow again because of his love for him, for Jonathan loved him as himself. Then Jonathan said to David, tomorrow is the new moon festival, and you will be missed because your seat will be empty. When you have stayed for 3 days, you shall go down quickly and come to the place where you hid yourself on that eventful day, when my father tried to kill you, and you shall stay there by the stone Ezel. I will shoot 3 arrows to the side of it, as though I shot at a target. And I will send a boy saying, go and find the arrows. If I specifically say to the boy, look, the arrows are on this side of you, get them. Then come back to my father's table, for it is safe for you, and there is no danger as the Lord lives. So they are talking in parables. Then verse 22 says, but if I say to the boy, look, the arrows are beyond you, then go, for the Lord has sent you away. As for the agreement of which you and I have spoken, behold, the Lord is between you and the forever and me forever, making sure that we keep each other's word. We each keep our word. So David hid in the field, and then the new moon festival came. The king sat down to eat food. The king sat on his seat as on previous occasions, on his seat by the wall. Then Jonathan stood up, and Abner, his commander, sat down by Saul's side, but David's place was empty. Yes, Saul did not say anything that day, for he thought it is an incident of some kind, and he is not ceremonially clean. Surely he is unclean. But on the next day, second day of the new moon, David's place was empty again. And Saul said to Jonathan his son, why has the son of Jesse not come to the meal, either yesterday or today? Jonathan answered Saul, David earnestly asked me for permission to go to Bethlehem. He said, please let me go because our family is holding a sacrifice in the city, and my brother has commanded me to attend. Now, if I have found favor in your eyes, please let me slip away so that I may see my brothers. That is why he's not come to the king's table. So this story, Jonathan is just using it to protect David. Then Saul's anger busted against Jonathan. Remember the sign they were looking for. And he said to him, you son of a wayward, rebellious woman, do I not know that you have chosen the son of Jesse over me to your own shame and to the shame of your mother's nakedness? For as long as the son of Jesse lives on the earth, neither you as heir to the throne nor your kingdom will be established. So now send someone and bring him to me, for he must die. He didn't even hide it. Jonathan answered Saul his father, why must he be put to death? What has he done? Then Saul hurled his spear at him to strike him down. So Jonathan knew without any doubt that his father had decided to put David to death. Then Jonathan stood up from the table in the heat of anger, ate no food on that second day of the new moon once, for he grieved and washed and worried about David because his father had dishonored him. In the morning, Jonathan went out to the field for the meeting with David, and a young boy was with him. And he said to the boy, run, please find the arrows which I'm about to shoot. As the boy ran, he shot an arrow past him. When the boy came to the place where Jonathan had shot the arrow, Jonathan called to him, is the arrow not beyond you? Remember, that's the sign, the agreement he had with David. And Jonathan called out after the boy, hurry, be quick, do not stay. So Jonathan's boy picked up the arrow and came back to his master. So they didn't want the boy to know what is going on. Verse 39. But the boy was not aware of anything. You see, only Jonathan and David knew about the matter. Jonathan gave his weapons to his boy and said to him, "Go, take them to the city." As soon as the boy was gone, David got up from the south side, beside a mound of stones, and fell on his face onto the ground in submission and respect, and bowed 3 times. Then they kissed one another and wept together. But David wept more. His life was just saved by this guy. So Jonathan told David, "Go in safety, inasmuch as we have sworn to each other in the name of the Lord, saying, the Lord shall be between me and you, and between my descendants and yours forever." Then he stood and left, while Jonathan went into the city. You see? You see. So are you Michal? Are you Jonathan? Or are you Delilah? And for you yourself, are you allowing Jonathan in your life? Or are you allowing Delilah in your life? Or are you allowing Michelle in your life? Michelle can be any type of relationship. Can be any type of relationship. Can be employer employee relationship. It can be your birth family where you are born, your siblings. It can be your parents. Some people it's their parents. Unfortunately, I sympathize with those people. Some people can be friends. That one is easy to deal with. Just get out. Some people could be like true blood relationship, like anyone. Then the worst of it all, it could be your spouse. That one is easy to deal with. It's not so easy to deal with as well because of maybe it depends on how far people have gone. But if it's friend, um, fiance or fiancé, boyfriend, girlfriend, just just cut it off easily. But if it's family members to still know how to deal with it, but you cannot continue to allow a Delilah into your life. What you should have is a Michelle or Jonathan that will be there to protect you when you are not watching, when you are vulnerable, when you are not looking. What plans are people making before them? If anybody is planning evil for you and they are there, such evil people, they are very dangerous because they're going to say, I'm not the one going to do it, so I'm safe. You are not safe if you are Delilah. Delilah is not the one that killed Samson now. I don't think she was safe. Judas is not the one that killed Jesus, but he was not safe. He committed suicide. All these people, they always they unalive themselves. They will be damaged. So far, especially when you are dealing with an innocent person. Judas was not the one that killed. He was not part of it, but he committed suicide because he's going to be cursed for going to betray, going to plan evil against an innocent person. So, but Jesus allowed that because that was his part. That was what um that was his purpose on earth to come and die for mankind for our sins. And it was also prophesied that somebody, one of the 12, would betray him and all that. So, but he didn't know. Judas didn't know. He gave himself as as the one that would do the dirty job. Okay, so what you call the dirty job in quotes, but we know it's Good Friday for us because he brought about our Savior and our salvation, right? So, what I'm here to describe are two category of people: Michelle and Delilah. They are both women. That's why I can compare apples to apples, oranges to oranges. So it won't be as if I'm comparing Jonathan to Delilah. If I compare Jonathan to Delilah, people would take it as a gender war. Women, that's how women are. It's not women. Jonathan was good. Look at Delilah. No, Michelle was good too. This one is even her own father doing evil. So, but she didn't support. She didn't support it. She saved the person that is innocent by hide going to. If you look at the thumbnail on this video, I brought I put a picture where Michelle was letting down David through. Is it what happened in that place? Let me read again. I think he let him down through the roof, something like that. Let me read it again. Let me read it again. Okay, I think it's First Samuel 19. Yeah. So Michal let David down through the window and he fled and escaped. And he went and replaced him with an idol, put a hair, goat's hair by the by the bed. And when they asked, he said he's sick. Oh. The father said, bring him like that. He let David down through the window. The father said, bring him like that. And they took the idol now. Since he want to kill somebody by fire by force. Now take him, he's sleeping. He's sick by the bed. You know? So it's not a gender thing. Some people say, "Yeah, I saw one video, one man was saying, oh, there's nothing like love. There's nothing like love. Um, no women don't love their husbands. He married wrong. That's the thing. There's genuine love. Me, I love my husband very well. I cannot be with a man if not that I love the person. Why would I be with I don't know. This life I have a lot of things are going on in this life now. Why would I sit what else am I gaining if I'm not there in a sincere way and loving the person that I'm with, right? So he was like, ah, no love. The person is there for what you're going to benefit, blah blah blah, and all that. He married wrong, so he now feels it's the same everywhere. When people make some bad choices, they feel it's the same everywhere. It's not the same. It's not the same. Now. I always reference the Bible. Are you going to say that Mary did not love Joseph? Are you going to say there is no love between them? There is love now. There is love, genuine love between them. So nobody can say that. Nobody can say that at all. So so you can't say there is no love. You can't say there is no love. There's no genuine love. There is genuine love. Not this thing, collecting which information about sacrament recipients. My daughter goes to what is this one? What is this? Hmm. So you need to protect yourself. What am I saying? What I'm saying is you need to protect yourself. You need to only allow Jonathan's, Michelle's into your life. Don't allow Delilah's. And Delilah can be woman-woman relationship, not in romantic way. It could be a friend that is a woman and you're a woman too. It could be a man. Delilah could represent a man and you're also a man, right? So it's just the character we're talking about and their personalities. not the gender, not the genders. The genders don't matter. Okay, so that is what I'm here to talk about today. If you come in, see this video at any time, you could drop your comments and let us know your thoughts and what you understand by what we're talking about. You can engage and make it very engaging. So, Michal, Delilah, choose one. Be safe out there. Be safe out there. We cannot overemphasize these traits. These traits. Be sensitive in the spirit and physically watch yourself. People in the army, yeah, they're always observant, physical observance. They check around the environment. When they say intelligence reports, intelligence has said. In business, there is business intelligence. How do they get those things? They go and do research. They go and watch. They go and observe. They go and see people's actions, people's thought process, people's um, activities. They watch it. What is going on? What is its competition doing? Right? If business intelligence, because I'm in business intelligence, if you see that your competitor has dropped price, what does that tell you? They want to take your clients. They want to use price as entry points to take your clients. So are you going to say, oh, it doesn't matter? It doesn't matter. They're just doing it. They're just going to be there. They'll start advertising. Oh, the price of this thing has crashed. Everybody will rush to them. There's no loyalty like that when it comes to you. They're giving the same quality. Someone that is being loyal to you will just say, okay, will come to you and say, this people are offering me this. Are you going to match it? I'll give you the forgotten what they call it. Like they give you the first acceptance, offer of first acceptance. I think what they call it. I've forgotten now. Can't remember. So they come back to you and tell you, if you're going to give me the same, I'll go with you because I like you, because you've been a long-standing client or we have had a long-standing partnership. But I'm not going to buy the same thing, exact same thing, the same quality, everything, $5 elsewhere, and I come to you and you sell it for me for $10. I'll not buy it for you for $10 just because I know you before. No, I'm not going to do that. Nobody will do that except money mystery, or they are not buying in quantity. If they are buying in quantity, you know how much they're going to lose. Maybe you two will do your own. You're just working and giving somebody else the money, right? So that is business intelligence. Then intelligence, they'll tell you some all these countries, US, all these countries, they'll tell you intelligence. The FBI, is it? Yeah. How do they get the information? They go and observe. They go to the places people they want to observe. They go and observe. They go to they watch people's conversations, right? So these are the things you need to observe yourself for your own life. Your life should be run like an entity too. So people you need to observe what is going on around you. You need to observe movements, activities, body language in these days of online space. I told you from somebody's emoji in a post in a group, I knew what was going on. And I started unraveling a lot of things. I started making comments to unravel a lot of other things. I found out just emoji. You don't know how to read those things. Maybe we'll have a private discussion. We'll have a private discussion about how to read those things. Okay, so it's not something you play with. It's not something you play with at all. You don't play with it. So those are the things I'm talking about. Oh, something I made a mistake on this thing. I mashed this thing. I need to use tape. I need to use tape now. Maybe I use tape and do this thing. Wow. Let me see. While sorry, I'm gonna be go mute. I'm still unmuted. Okay, I said there's I need to fix this thing back with a tape. I showed you where I matched on it and what's this thing? I matched on it and just we got caught there. Hmm. Which one while I'm this thing? This thing is ruffled. So please try and be Michal. You're not gonna die. And also try and I'm gonna get scissors. I'm gonna get scissors. Try and be Michal, save people's lives. But if you're not gonna save their life, then don't complicate it. If you're going to complicate it, it will come back to you or your children, especially if that person is innocent. Just take it from me. Take it or leave it. It's going to come back to you. It's going to come back to you for sure. So you can't run away from it. But you, my own interest is even you, the innocent person. Don't allow. Hmm, just one is enough to fix it. That thing that is done, I fixed it. Don't allow any Michelle, any Delilah to mess your life up. Make sure that anybody you're allowing into your space is a Michelle or a Jonathan. So my interest is on the innocent people. These are the innocent people in church that have been raised to let things go. No, don't let it go. Don't let it go. Be wise. David was anointed, but he was also wise. He told Jonathan, you go find out this thing. If this thing has happened, for sure, this is what is going on. If if it's the other one, for sure, I will come back. Then I'm safe. You should be able to know, read your environment and know what actions and what activities keep you safe and the ones that are not safe for you. You should be able to know that, right? So don't play into the hands of your enemies by those your enemies are still the ones that will say, oh, she's sensitive or he's sensitive. Oh, he's reading meaning into things. Oh, he's which one have I not heard say? When you confront them, oh, she's this and that. Don't listen to them. Oh. Other one is just to other one is just to put you in their nets. Other one is to put you in their nets. Is my phone ringing? Which one is this one? Is this one ringing? Who is this one? Which one is this? So Be very, very alert. Be very, very alert. I don't think everybody's like you. There's something I want to wear. Hmm. Okay. Ah, I don't know how this thing came about now. Hmm. Yeah, thank you, children. Yeah, I see what I mean. Mhm. Hmm. Okay. Oh. So, Hmm. I watched something on Facebook now. So, what is the bottom line? Be safe out there. Be safe out there. Be safe out there. Even if you don't, you just, if you don't want to be safe for yourself, be safe for your children's sake. Be safe for your children's sake, please. Business. This is what this thing is. Um, I'm not doing again. Be fast now. Even if you don't want to be safe for your children's sake. I'm not even applying to this thing. To them. 05. Who can 05? Huh? Mm-hmm. Hmm. Okay. I need to check some of these things. So that's what we're talking about. Is it Michal or is it Michal or is it Delilah? And it's not gender based, please. Not when you want as a man, when you want to go and marry, you start saying is it Delilah? It might not even be the person you are getting married that is the, this kind of personalities in your life. It might be people that you have known for years. It might be somebody that's a friend, family member, workplace colleague, business partner, just anyone. And if you know these principles, it will help you to make good choices in any kind of relationship you want to enter into, or anyone that you are in already to evaluate. You need to evaluate. You need to keep evaluating your relationships, whatever relationship it is. Evaluate constantly, periodically evaluate to make sure that you are safe at any point in time. And that way, you are safe. You are safe. Your children are safe, and also teach your children how to observe. You saw how David, it was just a simple line that was just inserted in that story. If this is this, then this is this. In mathematics, they do it, calculus, all those things, all those in sciences they do it. If this is this, then it's this. It's some people that have gone to do some research. That is the way it is too with human behavior. When they do tests, when they go to test for the one you do at home, pregnancy test, or the litmus test, all the tests, all they use dye. People have gone to check and say, oh, once you use this, combine this reagent or this chemical with this, it's going to turn blue, it's going to turn red, it's going to turn this. They know it's this. That is the way human beings also behave. If you are observant, somebody's facial expression when you are talking to them, when you discuss something with them, their facial expression, their body language. I told you emoji, reaction. Such people that are evil, they don't even talk that much. When you see them come to talk, they won't come to your face and say, I want to harm you. No, they don't do that. It's reaction. So in the online space, I told you how I use emoji. Somebody, I posted somebody's reaction. Or even somebody reacted, somebody's replied to my message, the person's reaction to that. I say, no, this thing is not ordinary. I'm not going to tell you details here. It's not ordinary. So I started questioning it, and a lot of things started coming out. It triggered a lot of other chain reactions. I said, oh, only that emoji in a reply, not even directly to me, it was a reply to my message, the person's emoji. I said, "No, this is not ordinary." It kept me uneasy for the whole night. So I kept calm. The next day I replied to that. I asked questions. Why did you say that? So a lot of things are coming out, they're coming out, they're coming out. I was like, oh, this is time to protect myself, my dear. Thank God. I go and do Thanksgiving. Thank God that these things, this kind of forms came up, and I will have, because me, I'm very free with people. I very open. I say my mind and all that. So it has helped me, yeah, because at the end of the day, I know now that I know this information, I know how to sample people's, feel people's pulses, feel their pulse. They use machine to check somebody that is having high blood pressure or that is having irregular heartbeats. You're not going to know by watching them on the face. They use machine to gauge, to check. Ehen. So you can't break somebody's body to see what is going on in their mind or what they have done behind you or what they are doing behind you. These are the pillars to check. David told Jonathan. Jonathan said, "I'm going to go feel my father's pulse, so to speak. I'm going to go find out what he's thinking about. I'm going to find out." Then David gave him a clue. If you go, he might not tell you because he knows you are close to me and you don't want harm to come to me. He might not tell you. But if you go and he asks in this manner, then it is certain that this is what he has in mind. If he asks in another manner, then I can come back. I'm safe. So that's how you two should. Hmm. Hmm. That's how you two should be careful and know what you are doing. Okay. So um is anybody there who wants to contribute to what we're saying? It is good to contribute to what we're saying. I'm gonna be here for the next 30 minutes so that I will go and do one or two things before I go and do other things. How did this thing fall down? I hate to see things fall down. I'll look for it later. So, how is life treating you? If you have any, I always insert this in my videos. If you have anything that is confusing you, some behaviors around you that you're confused about, we can talk about it. You can tell me the whole story in confidence. Everything is done in confidence. Then I can tell you what is going on. I've helped a lot of people in that regard. They were confused about things they didn't understand. Sometimes this person acts well, sometimes they don't act well. So they are confused. Sometimes they feel maybe they are the problem, or things generally, or something is confusing you. You don't know where this is coming from, and most times it's within. It's within. Most times it's within. We're a bit careless with our lives. Generally, I have also been a victim where I didn't know all these things like how, because I will never go behind anybody to plan evil against them. Why should I do that? If you offend me, I come to you straight. I come to you, tell you, I don't like what you did. Or I discuss, like I talk, I'm verbal, I communicate. But some people, especially those people that will not talk, oh, and those evil people, they don't even talk. Most times, majority of the time, they don't talk. They'll be watching you. The one that wants to destroy you will not even talk because they are not. They don't want to give themselves away. You know, it's only few times that somebody that wants to hurt you will come to your face and say it. Very few times, and those ones are not really dangerous. They're not really dangerous like that. Most times, maybe they're angry about something, and once you pacify them, they 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 go mute. They come around. Those you see those ones that are out to fully finish you. They won't say anything. So it's the onus is on you to to discover them and find out things for yourself. The onus is on you to do that. If you don't do that, then I'm sorry, you have yourself to blame. You have yourself to blame. Ooh, excuse me. You have yourself to blame. At that point, you don't blame anyone because the information is everywhere now in the public of how to know and protect oneself from these roaches. I call them roaches, demons, witches and wizards that fly by day. There's always a way to find out who they are. There's always a way. Maybe let's even delve into that a little bit. Let's even delve into that. So, like Samson now, how would he have known that Delilah was after him, was there to destroy him? His own was even too easy because he's discussing with he's discussing with only Delilah. Then his enemies will come and try out what he has discussed with Delilah on him. I'm only discussing with you. You are the only one I told this thing about my activities, what I'm doing, what I'm planning, or something about me. The next time I've heard it outside in the market, or somebody tries to use that against me, you should know where it's coming from. Sometimes, if you are suspecting somebody, I use that tactic a lot. If you don't trust somebody, you're not so sure about somebody's behaviors or somebody's thoughts towards you, just give them false information about you and watch. And most times, do it as if that thing is bad. Just give them false information that is bad about you. You see, their face will lighten. They'll be so happy that that bad thing happened to you. That way, you catch them. Or they will take it to town. Have you heard? This person is. And you will go and hear it outside. Sometimes sample people, sample what's feelers, what is going on. Don't think you're being. It's not important. It's important though because that's how before you trust somebody with weightier information, try them with a smaller information that is not relevant. And Samson was on the right path in that regard. Delilah was asking him, "What is the source of your strength? What is the source of your strength?" He lied to her and said, "Oh, if you bind me," I think there are four things he told. Let me just assume now. I said, "If you bind me with something, with a rope, you know, my strength will go." One of such. He did it three times. It's the fourth one he fell. He fell. So immediately Delilah went and told them this is what he said. And his enemies came to try it out on him. and they came and bound him. Came and bound him. I think somebody said Samson get up, so he came out, and his sense was not there. So he was able to disperse them. The same person came out. He didn't tell them. He would have known that if he was sensitive in the spirit, he would have known that I'm only discussing with Delilah. How did my enemies know? Because these people lie a lot. They will deny. They know nothing about it. So he would have asked her. She said, "Ah, how can you say that? Ah, me that is your wife. How can you say that? You don't love me. I did and that." So he believed. So people in the church, people that are well raised, people that are genuinely children of God, they believe people because they don't lie against. That's why he would ask, "You are lying. This what are you talking about?" So this is you're the only one I told. So how did they know if it's not you? Did I go to the I remember when somebody took my information to somebody. I said, You are the one that you're the only one that's communicating with." They came to ask somebody that is close to you, and you are the one that's saying, "Hey, through my Facebook post." Facebook post. So I'll go and post my details on Facebook. Are they crazy? They lie a lot. Sometimes they'll be say they are speaking in thoughts. They are lying. They lie a lot. So Samson fell for it. When that one lied, I say, I start crying. How can you say, how can you put this on me? Blah blah blah. They confuse you if you are not strong or you don't have the right information. They confuse you. You think that okay, how can you be crying? This one was crying. Why will he be lying, telling lies and be crying? I'm sorry for you. They cry on top of their lie. So that's when he did it. The second time, I don't know which one came first now. If you read that place, you know. But there was a time that they say bind him. There was a time they say if you make my if you know he has dreads. So if you lock my hair, if you braid it into 7 locks or something in that nature, my power will go. She also ran, kitty, 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 went to the enemies and told them, "This is what he said. This is my mother's people will say full majumopere, full man bopere." They went to go and he went to go and snitch. She went to go and snitch. This is what I've done it. I've done it. Come and kill him. They still came and it didn't happen. Once is enough. Oh. Don't even allow that to happen. Somebody betray you once. Please don't even give a second chance. It's only God that gives a second chance. I'm not God, I'm not Jesus Christ. But God gave him three opportunities to save himself, to recover from the fall. He fell. Then the fourth time they're gonna wear you out. The fourth time he just fell yakata and went and told her the truth. And what did she do? Of course, she cut it off. Then it was too late for him to turn back. She didn't have him. There's no pity. They will not show you any mercy. What did they do? They plucked off his eyes. You imagine the pain when somebody you are seeing now, somebody just come out. Even when they take light, if I put off this light now, you know how uncomfortable I'll be here. In as much as I know that in the next second, maybe if you're in a country where they take light, in the next second they might bring light or you just go and turn off or find out what has happened to the bulb. Don't talk of when in pain, God dropped somebody's eyes. The person that he was trying to maintain a relationship with was there looking at them. They are gouging off his eyes. You want to say if it is as long as far as it lies within your power, be at peace. The person he was trying to maintain peace with was there. They gouged off his eyes. So who is deceiving who now? Who lost? You're maintaining peace with somebody that wants to destroy you. I'm sorry. Oh. Hey, God. Greet them from afar. Anytime you see, that is the peace. Anytime you see from afar, hello, hi, how are you doing? They be safe in your environment. Be very safe. What peace now is he maintaining? Pain. And that's I don't know how. Imagine the pain. Even when they fly, even when mosquito bites you, you know how painful it is. Not talk of they use something called drop. But they didn't even say let them remove one. They removed both eyes. He was in pains. He's even lucky that he didn't bleed to death. I don't know the traditional means they would have used to, maybe heal or something. Then he lost his eyes totally and somebody was not leading him. Somebody that will come, and everybody will tremble. They will not be leading him about. They'll be leading him about. Then your enemies and the person you are trying to maintain peace will be happy and laugh at you. Hey, Chimo, God forbid bad thing. I will use my hands to give my information to my enemies. Come and finish me. They will never see me in Jesus' name. Amen. And I will not also play into their hands. Never. You like be my twin sister. So far I know that you are out to connive with my enemies to bring me down. Find your level. Find your level. And you go suffer. Okay? So and what happened? He suffered pain, untold pain, shame, embarrassment, humiliation. Even when he has started growing and all that, um, he would be telling the guard, "Help me put my hand here. Help me put my hand here." A whole Samson, hey, Chimo, you know, put my hand there, put my hand there. He was not able to push down the synagogue. Imagine the kind of regrets. He'll be living in regrets. Imagine the kind of regrets, pain, humiliation, abandonment, like, and he didn't fulfill destiny. That is not God's destiny for him. He didn't fulfill purpose. Instead of him to thrive, he went downhill and he committed suicide at the end of the day because he pushed down the synagogue, the temple, or whatever at that time. Everybody crashed because he was angry because he has messed up. Everybody crumbled with it. He'd be like, "Let us all perish." At that time, all he would have lost was a relationship, one relationship. That's what he would have lost, and being kept himself, being at peace with himself, thrive. He would have done a lot of exploits, both for God and for himself and for his family. If he had children with the so-called Delilah, take care of them. But religious people told him, "No, so far as it lies in your heart, be at peace with people that want to drag you down." I'm shouting on top of my voices with this information. Please don't ever, 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 ever let that happen to you, okay? Because those people, they don't show mercy. They don't care. They are even happy in their witches and wizards. In their coven, they are happy. And don't think it is people that portray. The devil. They say he doesn't. He's not black as we portray him. It's just his inside of his mind that is evil. He was wearing white in Angelic's company now when he was thinking about evil against good. He was wearing white. He was a bright and shining morning star. So those people can also come with all the smiles. They are in churches speaking in tongues. We can, as we will do our hair now. They don't do their hair. They don't put makeup. They are sanctimonious. Some of them sanctimonious, having appearances of holiness, but they are evil within them. Some of them are in the world. Some of them are in the churches. So devil is in the church. Devil is also in the world. So don't be deceived and say, "Oh, this one say, oh, robo scatter, robo scatter." It's there to robo scatter, they're saying. But there are also people, they are very good people in the church. I have benefited from the church. In fact, the church I go now, my pastor, wonderful, him, the wife, they are good people in church. But you need to test every spirit. It's not a designation. Somebody tells you, "I am born again." You just believe. No, you test every spirit. You watch out what is going on before you allow anybody in your space. Okay. So that is on the part of Delilah. That's how to know the energy they give out, and several other ways. So if you're confused, we can have a one-on-one session. I can tell me things that are happening. I'll tell you, right? Then on the other side, how do you know healthy people? In as much as um, Jonathan and Michal were relatives, they are sons of somebody that wants to harm David. But they were safe to be with David, though he was still watching his back. He was still watching his back. Though he was frustrated at some point and tell Jonathan, if I have done evil, just come and kill me yourself. Because he was just overwhelmed. He's tiring, right? If you have done wrong, come and kill me yourself. Why will you take me to your father to kill? So he was always sampling. If you watch it, David was always sampling their opinions, what they think about him. He was always sampling. He was always asking questions. What have I done wrong? Have I done wrong? And Jonathan uh, was giving him the confidence. Was what word would I use now? I can't remember the word to use now. But he was what they call vote of no confidence. He was giving a vote of confidence on David, and he was always assuring him. I'm not saying take people by their words, but by actions. Several times, he has been able to run away from Saul. You could see that even Jonathan was in support of David openly. When they want to support you, they support you openly, even against what they can benefit. All right, Jonathan is the heir to the throne, so he would have been the one to succeed Saul naturally, but he didn't care. So those people, they will support you, even if they are the only one supporting you in a group. They will come out openly and say, I stand for this person. That's what my father they used when they did some local politics those days. They call it option A4. Go and stand behind the person you want to vote for. It's not secret ballot where they go and collect money from this and go and vote who they want. If you want to vote for this person, go stand behind the person. I think my father did one election like that in our local community. So they call it Aladdin. So whoever you want to vote, stand behind that person. And he contested for the election, and a lot of people stood behind him, too far, far away. A lot of people liked him because he was genuine, sincere, he had integrity. So a lot of people confided, a lot of people have that confidence in him to do so. Stand behind. So people that people that are Michal and Jonathan for you, they stand for you in the open without caring what they will lose, even if they are the only one standing. They don't do it in the private. I've seen there's this community I belong to one time in the open. I think there was a time I said I was just looking at. I said this person would have known that I'm smarter than this. Sometimes I throw things. I watch people's reactions. I do that a lot because my dear, I don't see things so hey, that shock me. So I find it hard to just trust blindly now. No, you have to prove it. You have to earn my trust. You have to earn. Let me talk like my daughter. You have to earn my trust. You have to earn. You have to earn my trust. EARN. Before I just give it to you. I don't just put trust on you just because I'm supposed to, or just because we are related, or just because you claim to be born again, or just because you are older than me, or just because you are my no. I don't just put that trust. You have to earn it. So these people that are Jonathan and Michelle's or Michal's in your life, they show you support in the open. So let me tell you a story. I tried to push out something this person was trying to avoid. The person will come privately and chat in private, chat me. I'm trying to show support in the private, but in the person is silent. So they don't know where they belong. No, you have to show it in the open before I can trust you. You have to show it in the open. If you don't show it in the open, it's not genuine. It's not genuine. The person has to stand by you and stand with you. So, and if the person, you know that this is the truth, you stand with the person that, no, this is what I believe in. This is true. If people that are not even educated can say, oh, this is what I'm going to do, not even you, are they feeding you? You have to stand up for you. Stand up for you and say, no, I don't believe this person has done this. They support you. Now, I'm not saying that anybody should support me blindly or stand by me blindly. Ask questions. Ask questions. If somebody has come to you, let us destroy this person. This person is evil. This person, the person that is genuine that you can trust will say, okay, I'm going to ask her. I'm going to ask him. I'm going to ask you. This thing that you're telling me, my father used to lead people like that. This thing you're telling me, right? My father is a community leader. This thing you're telling me, I'm going to call this person. Are you going to say this thing before them? Those evil people, they will back out. the back at they don't want to they don't want because they know they are lying. Right. So somebody that is a Jonathan or a Michal in your life is going to come out boldly and defend you, especially when they find out. What they'll say, okay, let me find out from this person. The person will find out to hear you out and make their draw their before they draw conclusions. They don't just go after after you, and they don't try to support you only in private. They are bold to come out and support you in public. That's the person you can trust. Someone that is coming to you in private. Maybe even the person has, even like these days of digital space, even as birthday message, they will want to come to you privately and say, hey, happy birthday in private. Because they say it in the public, in Facebook or open space, everybody will see it. You don't know who are who. They have planned evil. So that the people they plan evil against you would have said, we are wishing this person happy. I thought so the person is trying to be careful. And when you see kwakus, what Cameroonian people will say kwakus, I just look at see this one from where to where? Eh? This one where this is the body buttons you can use my head or what? I just laugh at it. So it's not just to protect yourself, just to even show that you are not stupid. Somebody should not take you that think that you are stupid. You need to even protect your intelligence. Somebody should not think that you are stupid and just act recklessly like that, and you still do yeah maintaining peace. To hell, right? So the person that Jonathan and Michal in the open, they supported David. Even the person, the enemy, Saul, knew and said cursing him, "You son of a wayward woman, you son of a rebellious." You understand? They call you they are quick to call you rebellious. You son of a rebellious. Why did you marry the rebellious wayward woman? So Jonathan was standing with David. He didn't care what he was losing. He was going to lose the throne. He's the heir to the throne. He was going to lose the throne. He didn't care. He was sensitive. He's sensible because even the throne, he knew that even the throne, with the way his father was going, the throne is already lost. So he's better to act wisely and act intelligently and not shed and put his hand, soil his hand with innocent blood. So those people are going to support you in the open. They're not going to hide their support for you. They're not going to. You know where they belong. Definitely know where they belong. It's not in private. It's not something they do in secrecy. That's what they do in secrecy. Oh, hey, God. So you're going to know. They're going to be a clear cut. Or they are firm. If they also feel maybe they've not known the whole story, they are not taking sides with your enemy. If somebody is taking sides with your enemy, I shouldn't tell you how to find that one out. You should know. Even when they are trying to smile before you, you know who is taking sides with your enemy. You know. So don't joke with that kind of thing. No. Don't joke with that kind of thing. It's not something you joke with. This person that did my hand. Mm. It's not something you joke. Don't joke with that kind of thing. Mhm. So they're going to support you or say the truth. The truth they found out, they're going to say it in the open, right? You can't want to still be in my life when you are the camp of my enemy. It's not possible. Like like I don't know how. Don't do that. Don't do that. They're gonna cross carpet. They're going to take your information, go and feed your enemy. That's how you get into trouble. Okay. So what other thing did Jonathan do? Jonathan and Michelle, they're going to protect you. They're going to. I forgot the word I'm looking for. They're going to. He was constantly telling David, "Why should I kill you? Why should I? I'm not going to do that." He was constantly reassuring. He was constantly reassuring David, "I'm not going to do that." He swore with his life that if I find out they want to kill you and I don't tell you, these days it must not be kill with a bow and arrow, with knife and gun. It might just be to shortchange you. It might just be to put you down in any way. It might just be to scatter your plans in any way. It might just be to rubbish your name, to smear you. It might just be those things. Anything to damage you, anything to put you down. It's equivalent to killing you, right? Anything at that, right? So, um, yeah, integrity. Anything that attacks your integrity, attacks your finance, integrity, attacks your integrity, smearing you is enough damage, is enough killing. The person that is smearing you, trying to damage your reputation, is trying to kill you. Trying to damage your reputation, the person trying to kill you. Okay, so you don't need to take that for granted. So, um, Jonathan was constantly reassuring David. My eyes. He was constantly reassuring David that I'm not going to do that. I can't do that. Why should I do that? What is motivation for me to do that? He was constantly reassuring David, I'm not going to do that. And you know somebody um, that is reassuring you, and he was not afraid to do that in the public. He was constantly doing that. He was not shifting. He's not a shifter. he was not able, he was not shifting camp. He was not shifting camp. Today he's here. Today tomorrow he just shifting. No. Oh, people are so funny. Sometimes people say, "Oh, no, maybe this person is happening here." Anywhere where belle face, let me put that. Let me use that today. Anywhere where belle face, he's not doing anywhere where belle face. He was not doing anywhere where belle face. So if you allow people to use you to do that, today they are jumping here, they're jumping around like hopping around like what I don't even know. Anywhere where belle face. Mhm. Anywhere where belle face. So you should know that there is fire on the mountain. Hmm. Sorry about that. Trying to check something. Hmm. Hmm. I don't think I can do this again. 1970, 29. I don't think I can do this again. I don't like it. 27. Saturday. I don't think I can do that on this Saturday. I don't do it. So that is the message I have for you. Sorry, I'm reading my mails. My hmm. So that's the message I have for you today. So are you Michal or are you are you Michal or are you Jonathan or are you Delilah or are you David or are you Samson? David chose rights. Samson did not choose rights. Yes, you might say uh, um it's just luck. It's not just yeah, some information is okay. Like I told you, he was watching his back. David was watching his back, but Samson was a bit on the careless side because he didn't know this information. But these informations are out there in the public now. So you choose the one that will serve your purpose. So choose the one that will um that will that will serve your purpose basically and make you thrive. So don't be like Samson, be like David. All right, have yourself a great one. I'm gonna draw the curtain here and see you tomorrow. I'm gonna be doing this every day. Pick on a topic we discuss and make our lives better. Rub minds together, make our lives better. Have yourself a great one. Bye.